Chapter 4, The Gathering Storm. Let's get started.
I am Boba Fett.
How do you do, Jeep Pot Crew? It's your Nutty Buddy Putty here, and today we're going to be talking about Chapter 4 of the Book of Boba Fett called The Gathering Storm. And we're going to be going into full details, so if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. Be ready for some full disclosure information and spoiler alert, because, well, it's a full breakdown. That kind of should be obvious. That being said, let's get started. Now, if you look closely here, you'll notice that there are 3 moons in the sky above Mos Espa and Tatooine, or I should say more closely above Tatooine. And this is actually pretty cool because even though it's a legend, they talk about the 3 moons as a hotel in the Star Wars book called The Ghost of Tatooine. And there's actually a hotel that's referenced in this book called The 3 Moons, and it's actually in Tatooine and Mos Espa, which is where, ironically, this series is taking place. So I feel like the 3 moons above definitely has a reference to this book because that's the only time that it was actually referenced. And of course, it became a legend in the world of Star Wars. It's no longer canon. I guess the 3 moons are canon now, but is the hotel there? And finally, our first cross into the Mandalorian series. This is Fennec Shand. Of course, you've seen her. If you've been watching the show so far, you know who she is. And she actually had the run-in with the Mandalorian, and this is where she actually got attacked, and we thought she died, and we saw Boba Fett for the first time in the Mandalorian, actually, when he first approaches Fennec Shand, and we all went crazy, and it is just cool to see we're finally at that parallel here. So what means that from here, this point on these episodes, is we're going to go from all his flashbacks are going to go from him, fixing up Fennec Shand with the droid parts in her body, and then that's going to lead into when Boba and, of course, Mando meet each other for the first time, and of course that's when Mando sees that she's still alive. So we have gone beyond the flashbacks of before the presence of the Mandalorian into the universe with Baby Yoda, and now we are literally at the first reference to Boba Fett in the Mandalorian series, now in the Book of Boba Fett series. I know it's confusing, but again, these all cross into each other. I will say, Mos Espa on Tatooine has a lot to do with the Mandalorians. It's pretty cool. Here we have the Cam Droid. Now, the Cam Droid, this might be a different version of the Cam Droid. I know the Cam Droid I'm used to, they used in the Clone Wars, things of that nature, but it's basically exactly what it is. A droid that can actually take video of a surrounding area and then project it back to you. So this looks like it might be the same thing that they used within the older series or the Clone Wars, things of that nature, but of course modified. So a Cam Droid. It's actually pretty simple. I don't even know why I need to add that to this video. Content. And here we have a COO cooking droid. You'll see it right here, a COO Cook Droid. Looks slightly different than what we novelization. Oh, actually pretty close to what was novelized. The reason I bring this up is because I read a lot of Star Wars books, and there was a lot that I kept, a lot that just got lost in moving. But I remember one novelization book that I kept around with me was the Death Troopers book that shows a stormtrooper's helmet on the cover, and it's just all black in the background. It was just a book that really caught my attention, and they mentioned the COO Cook Droid in the book, and it's funny to think that, even simple references of those books, which I don't even know if that book is even canon. I don't think it is anymore. No, I'm pretty sure it's not canon, but it's so funny to watch shows like this where they take small parts of things. It makes me happy to see that care and love into these shows is taken so much as simple as a COO cooking droid or COO Cook Droid standing right here dicing up some food. It's just there's something that no one will realize or ever see, but don't know how long that character right here has been within the Star Wars lore, but was never any movie or anything like that of any nature, was just mentioned in a book. And then, of course, fans did what they could to make it visually known, which, of course, brings back this picture. And, of course, they got really, really, really close. Some things different, things of that nature, but this is the reason why I do these videos. This is the reason why I do these full breakdowns. It's for simple moments like this that make me sit back and go, I love being a Star Wars fan. Marvel's doing the same thing. I just love it. Aw, it's our first live-action LEP droid. These are servant droids that were used in the Clone Wars movie, the animated movie that came out in theaters. And it's so cute to see they actually made him in real life, and he's so adorable. I love the LEP servant droid. I'm so happy to see him. I hope he's going to die. I bet you he's going to die. I haven't seen this. Again, I record these as I see them pop up on the screen. And I have bad fear for LEP. Dang. But he's so cute. You know, when they talk about iconic when it comes to Star Wars, the first iconic ship that people talk about is the Millennium Falcon. And growing up, I thought the Millennium Falcon was cool, but I thought there was always a cooler ship than the Millennium Falcon. I've been waiting for this moment since this series was announced. Now, they might have changed the name, I've heard, because I know in Fortnite they changed the name of the ship as his glider. But understand, Boba Fett's a big part of my life. This is the Boba Fett Power of the Force figure, unopened, and I will never open it. But I remember having this figure, and also having the Slave One to go with him. And that's what the name of the ship is called, the Slave One. And I understand if they change the name based on the name. It's a bad name, but the reason it's called that is because he was considered a slave. They changed the canon of his story with the prequels, kind of. He wasn't really a slave, unless you count the later stories. Okay, maybe he was. My point to the whole thing is this name is iconic. The ship is iconic. This character is iconic. And when you watch this scene, you hear the music, and you know there's something iconic about this ship. I'm just happy I got to see this scene. And I got to talk about it in my review of the Book of Boba Fett. There you go. I had a moment, and I need to take that moment. There it is. And there you guys have it. Chapter 4 of the Book of Boba Fett, called The Gathering Storm. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and you enjoyed this chapter as well. I'm just happy to see the Slave One make its reappearance into the Book of Boba Fett in general, and just knowing that he has a ship now is amazing. What's going to happen next is now up in the air. We no longer have the flashback scenes, or at least I don't think we do. I mean, he did, finish his healing in the bantha tank, and now it's just a matter of, are they going to flash back to the Mandalorian, or do we just continue from here? I'm curious to know. Comment below what you guys think. And as always, I'm appreciative of you guys watching. And do not forget to hit that like and the subscribe button. And with that being said, I'll see you next Wednesday. Peace.